All right, here we are recording another one of these after a Blue Jackets loss, and after 6 in a row and one win in the last 9 games, it's honestly not surprising. Talk about a couple of things related to the game, but mostly just the overall goaltending this year when it's been like the last couple games, and the young guys' developments over the past year or so. This is including Matejchuk, even though this is his first season with the Jackets. But so we'll start with the play yesterday. Actually, didn't get to watch the full game, but they lose 6-3, which is quite unfortunate. However, they did actually score goals, which is new for the last couple weeks. 3 to be exact, which is kind of funny, because when you look at the stats, they were 5th in expected goals over their last 10 games before Pittsburgh, and now after Pittsburgh, they are 7th, which I thought it was kind of funny considering they actually scored goals. But yeah, so this 7th and 5th in expected goals kind of shows that they have been getting quite unlucky. However, they've been getting unlucky for a long enough period of time that I don't think it matters anymore, and I just think that this is how it's just going to be for the rest of the year. Werenski, just want to talk about that real quick while we're talking about the game. Werenski doesn't get a point again, which means now he's only one game over a point a game, which I know what a bum. Still obviously fantastic, but I mean, you have definitely seen a bit of a fall off in the point production there. I actually haven't even seen who scored last night because I was working during the game, but we can take a look real quick right here. For the box score for this game, we had an assist from Chinikov, which is good for him. That is his first. I do know Boone Jenner scored, got his first of the year. KJ scored, and Justin Danforth scored. Assists from Corrali, Matejchuk, Olivier. No surprise. For some reason, Olivier has just been fantastic. Provorov with an assist, Severson with an assist, and I actually do think Severson has made himself more usable recently. Since he got healthy scratch earlier in the year, he's actually been very solid, in my opinion, since he's came back, and really, right now, I think the focus on the defense has been on Provorov because we didn't trade him at the deadline, and he hasn't actually done much since then. But yeah, so obviously the Jackets scored 3. They did, however, let in 6, and while Elvis only let in 5 of those goals, that would definitely bring us to the goaltending situation for the Blue Jackets, and this is something that I harp on quite often, which is Jet Greaves should be playing a lot more hockey than he does. Elvis in his last 5 starts has 5 losses. He has 1 game above 500 in there, above a 900 save percentage. It is a 943, so obviously very, very good. But after that 943 game, he has a 966 against Florida where he played fantastic. I forgot about that. But he has an 821, an 893, and an 848. So, again, that's kind of just what you get with Elvis, though. You get a good, a bad, a decent, a good, a bad. That's just kind of who he is. Nothing really new there. Tarasov had an 852 in his last game, which was obviously a loss. 852 is not going to get you many wins. And he has an 882 on the season, which he has pulled significantly up from earlier in the year, which is kind of hilarious because an 882 is still atrocious. And this brings me to Jet Greaves, who has a loss in his most current game, but with a 900 save percentage. And for the season, he has a 905. Clearly just the best stats. He has played significantly less games than the other goalies, but he's had the best stats every year. He's been in the league. He's had better stats than all of them, which, again, doesn't say much because he hasn't played a lot of games. However, you do go to goals saved above expected for this season, and Elvis is at a negative 0.6, which I do think has a lot to do with that Pittsburgh game because he actually was positive before that game. Tarasov is a negative 4.4 because he is bad. And Jack Greaves is the only one with a positive. And keep in mind, this is only in 6 games. He has a plus 0.9 goals saved above expected. So Jack Greaves has performed the best, again, in significantly less games, but he's been doing it for, I think, 16 total games, which, again, isn't a lot, but it's a decent enough sample size that I think he does need to be playing a little bit more. Yeah, that's just my personal opinion on that, but I think there is good enough evidence to back that up. But yeah, one thing that another thing I want to look at is the young guys' development this year's compared to years in the past. So for that, we'll start off with the 2 big guys, or the 3 big guys with Johnson, Fantilli, and Marchenko. So we'll start with Johnson here, who has looked good this season after his injury. He's got 22 goals, 24 assists for 46 points in 55 games this year. Obviously, huge step up from last year. I do think a lot of last year was the coaching staff was dog shit. Because he was pretty good the year before with 40 points in 79 games. You can just see the mostly linear progression. Again, excluding last year, it's been pretty linear with 3 points in 9 games to 40 and 79, and then 16 and 42, but then back up to 46 and 55. So, I mean, it's just pretty clear that Johnson's getting better and will most likely continue to be better. I mean, hell, even the plus-minus is getting better, I guess, games-wise. But, yeah. So it's just clear, getting more time on ice per game as well, 17.25 this year compared to 13.33 last year. The shooting percentage is significantly up from 9.7 to 21.2. He actually, I believe, has the highest shot percentage on the Jackets this year. So, yeah, he's just killing it pretty much in general. Doesn't get enough talk because he plays for the Jackets. Adam Fantilli, he slowed down recently. No points in his last 5 games. He was on a bit of a streak there for a while. But 69 games played, 21 goals, 21 assists, 42 points this year. He only got 1 year to compare it to, but 49 games played, 27 points with 12 goals and 15 assists last year. The time on ice is significantly up. He's shooting at a bit of a better clip here from 10.4 last year to 13.5 this year. Face-off percentage is just awful both years, but again, you kind of expect that from someone who's pretty new in the league from what I can understand. He is older than me, so I am calling him young, but, I don't know that much. So from what I can gather, a 43 and a 42 is bad. However, young guys usually struggle with that face-off percentage. Yeah, you're just going to see Fantilli continue to grow, though, in my opinion. He's just on a bit of a down streak. He was tearing it up right before that. He's going to be a 90-point player in this league, and I have no doubt about that. Marchenko, somehow that plus-minus is still really good, even though he has, I believe, 1 goal in his last 9 games, or in the last 10 games, and 2 points in, I think, the same amount of games. So not sure how he still has that plus 28, but he does. But 62 points in 66 games with 25 goals and 37 assists is not too shabby, in my opinion. But again, you can kind of just see the progression from Marchenko as well, from 59 games played, 21 goals and 4 assists to 25 points, and you really see that playmaking grow in the next season in 23-24. He plays 78 games, has 23 goals, 19 assists for 42 points, and then you really, really see it grow from there, where he has 25 goals and 37 assists in that 66 games. The time on ice, again, has just steadily gone up, and that's kind of what you keep seeing with these younger, because Marchenko is 24, I believe, so he's a bit older than the others. But you kind of just see that, just the ice time increasing. It's just good to see. They're playing more, they're playing better with their time. I will say his shooting percentage is a bit down from his first year, but up from last. So I think that's probably just what he's going to be around, is that probably 13 to 16 range for his shooting percentage. But yeah, Cole Sillinger is the next one up here. I think Cole Sillinger kind of just is what he is. In my opinion, he's like really good defensively, even though he has an awful plus minus. But again, plus minus kind of bogus stat in my opinion. His first season with the Jackets was 21-22, where he put up 31 points in 79 games. He had an awful season in 22-23, where he put up just 11 and 64. After that, had a bit of a bounce back, where he put up 32 and 77, and now 29 and 54. So again, that linear progression, other than that 1 year, you just kind of see them continue to get better with that ice time that they keep getting. Sillinger this year with 17-18 a game compared to his 13-42 and 13-19 in his first two seasons, and then a 16-07 after that. So again, it's just doing more with the ice time they're given, which you really like to see. They're not doing busy nothing out there, at least, you know. Another thing, face-off percentage is rough. All 4 years in the league, under 50%, 46.5, 44.3, 46.3, 46.4. No one on this team wins face-offs, really, except for Boone Jenner, it seems. Monahan also wins an occasional face-off here and there as well. The next player we're going to talk about is Voronkov. Again, 24, so not super young, but on the younger side in terms of games played and seasons played. 60 games this year, 20 goals, 22 assists, 42 points. I kind of think that's just who he is. You do see that linear progression from last year, 18 goals, 16 assists, 34 points in those 75 games. He also goes from a -6 to a +14, which is pretty significant. Again, pretty bogus stat, but when you see a big jump like that, you know he's doing something right. 60 games played, 20 goals, 22 assists for those 42 points. I mean, he's really just in the right spots all the time. That's what you kind of love to see, though. In the right spot, just able to bury it, which, I mean, not recently, but really nobody's been able to bury it recently, so that's fine. Shot percentage, it's going to probably be from that 13 to 16 range. He's at 12.7 the year before, 15.7 this year. Again, face-off win percentage, 42.2 and 47.3, just not good, just fine. I don't think he's really taking that many face-offs anyways, but you see that stat and you're like, man, no wonder they don't have a lot of possession. They can't win face-offs for shit. Let's see here. Okay, Denton Mateychuk. There's a lot to cover with him, mainly because he played in two different leagues this year. 32 games played with the Jackets this year, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. I don't really think that does him justice, considering how good I think he plays. Yeah, the point production isn't there. I think that'll come because he's played, in my opinion, really well. He does have that -4 for the year. Again, not that important, but, you know, just pointed out that he is being scored on more often than he is scoring. But in my opinion, he plays really well. I feel like he's, again, this is kind of just more eyesight than statistics, but I feel like he's first to almost every puck. He's pretty hard to take the puck off of him. I just really like him. He's really solid. In the AHL this year, obviously fantastic. We already know that. 27 games played, 9 goals, 16 assists, 25 points. I mean, just a stud in the AHL, and I think you'll kind of start to see that in the NHL as he gets more comfortable. But yeah, he was a +5, and then in the Calder Cup playoffs last year, 4 games played, 3 points, and a +5 in just 4 games, so I mean, he's clearly just here, and he's clearly just humming since he got here, and you love to see that. But, yeah, that is all I've really got on the Blue Jackets today. Now, it is about the time where we cover some NHL news for the day. But, yeah, so Alex Ovechkin, the grade 8, obviously we all know it, is now 7 goals away from beating Wayne Gretzky's record. The man is at 888 for the grade 8. Really just, I mean, what is there to say really about Ovi that hasn't already been said? I mean, greatest goal scorer of all time, in my mind at least. Again, I've never really seen Ovi, or not Ovi, I've never seen Gretzky play, but I mean, no one really puts the puck in like Ovi. And fun fact, Ovi scored his first goal against the Blue Jackets, and for a while, he was on pace to break it against the Jackets. So I actually think that'd be pretty cool to see if someone scores their first goal and then literally breaks Gretzky's record against the exact same team. And I'm actually willing to take that trade-off if they win the game. Some other decently big news is Patrick Maroon has decided that this will be his final season in the NHL. I mean, Patrick Maroon, not like the best player, right? However, I believe he's got a few cups in there, man. Let me see. He won a few in a row, I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly. He was it was 4 in a row, I believe it was. He knows how to win Stanley Cups. That is for sure. He had a Stanley Cup in 2018-19, 2019-20, and then 2020, 2021. And I believe he was in another Stanley Cup actually either after he won those 3 or before he won those 3. I think he was in 4 in a row. I mean, the guy simply just knows how to play. Not knows how to play. Knows how to win, I guess, except for, obviously, on the Blackhawks. But nobody is winning on the Blackhawks. So, but yeah, really good career for him. Played his first game in 2011 with the Ducks, ending in 2025 with the Blackhawks. Yeah, it's a really solid career there. 840 games played, 125 goals, and 195 assists, 320 points. But obviously, he's there to be the big man, 6'3", 234 pounds. The guy knows how to throw his body around. So, yeah, I think for now, that is most of the big news. But, yeah, thanks for listening if anybody does. And, yeah, that is it for now.